Hello friends, let's continue the lectures. Where we left was, let's start from there. Section 47. It's a small section, just you have to understand what it is. You have to copy it down, but listen first and afterwards copy. Exempt transfer. Exempt transfer. You remember capital gain? Capital gain section 45(1), capital asset section 214 plus transfer of capital asset section 247. Transfer of capital asset, if it is an exempt transfer, then capital gain would not be applicable on it, and you don't need to calculate capital gain on it. So let's see what are the things that you don't need to calculate of capital gain that are exempt transfer. Exempt transfer under section 47. First, transfer by way of gift will inheritance. So after reading this much, what do you understand? Transfer by way of gift. Do you think after giving a gift by someone, we have to pay capital gain on it? Gift is a gift. It is something that for which you are not getting consideration. You have not done something and you are getting considered. It is just free. You have got voluntarily a gift. A will and inheritance means a family property that comes to you after the death of a father. It divides into the brothers or sisters. It is that thing, inherited. On that, capital gain won't be charged. Simple. Second, transfer by HUF. HUF means Hindu Undivided Family, to its members or members to its HUF. What is HUF? HUF is a Hindu Undivided Family in which there are members. The HUF transfers the assets to the members. On such transfer, it is also considered as it is an inheritance or a will. We have to assume it is an inheritance or a will so that it can register in your brain easily. A transfer from an HUF, a transfer from your father to a son, will not be chargeable to capital gain. Similarly, HUF should be considered as a father and members should be considered as children. Then you can understand what does this transfer means. Transferred by HUF to its member or member to its HUF. So even if the son transfers to father, the capital gain will not be calculated on the transfer. Third, transfer by amalgamating company to amalgamated company in the scheme of amalgamation. I hope I don't need to teach amalgamation now. Amalgamation means joining of the two companies A and B. When A and B both join together, or A take over the business of B or B take over the business of C, such taking over is paid by purchase consideration, and then transfer of the capital assets will not be chargeable to capital gain. This is the provision given in this section. Transfer by holding company to its 100% subsidiary company. To understand this section as good as to understand the holding company as a father and subsidiary company as a son, so that you can easily understand what it wants to imply and what it wants to make you all understand. I hope you are understanding. So this all are small things. When the important parts start, the crux of the chapter will start after this concept. There are two sections I am going to teach. Section 47, after the section 49, and after that I will teach many sections. That sections you'll enjoy. You'll say what a thing it is. Now it is all normal thing. Just listen. Just lay back and listen. Sole proprietary concern, partnership, partnership firm converted into company at the time of conversion. Any asset transferred by sole proprietary concern to the company will be exempt only if the following conditions are satisfied. What are the conditions? See. A. All partners should become shareholders in the company. Sole proprietary / partners shall have at least 50% shareholding in the company. Partners should have same shareholding pattern as a profit sharing ratio. See, it is the one of the biggest section in this section 47. In this part, it may come as a one line, or it may come in a fill up, or it may come as a true or false in exam. It is just part of a theory. The questions on this section 47 are given in the chapter capital gain in the practice manual. In there you will find it difficult to memorize it, but after writing this you will be doing this all theory very easily. So don't think that theory is not important. Theories are equally important to score exemption in the taxation paper. So one more part to go. I'll teach this after writing this. I'll teach both. Asset transfer by private limited company to partnership firm at the time of conversion. So what is said over here, sole proprietary concern or partnership firm converted into a company at the time of conversion. A sole proprietor or a partnership have decided to convert themselves into the company, and at the time of conversion, all the assets of the firm, partnership firm, will be transferred to the company. It's just a book entry, but in reality the few members are there, the few partners are there, and they become the board of directors and they form company. So the assets are transferred to the company by sole proprietary concern to the company will be exempt only if all partners or all the partners who were in the firm should become the shareholder in the company. Sole proprietor partners should have at least 50% of share holding in the company. Means all the partners, the 50% they can ask the general public to invest. If it is a public company, if it is a private company, they have to hold 100%. It is implied 100%, but 50% is for public limited company. Partnership should have same shareholding pattern as a profit sharing ratio. It means the shares that the partners be holding will be equal to the profit sharing ratio. It is simple. You have, if the question asks what is the exemption under 47 for the sole proprietary concern converting into a company, so you have to write all this. Asset transfer by a private limited company to partnership firm at the time of conversion. A private limited company can be converted into a partnership firm again. It is so possible. If the firm can get transferred into a company, the company can get transferred into firm again. So all the asset will remain with the firm only. It's merely in partnership. It is partnership deed. In company, it is MOA and AOA, but the people running the company or the firm are the same. So the assets will come, or the asset will not come and go, just they will be transferred. It is just a book entry. In such book entries, no capital gain will be applicable. Simply understand, book entry capital gain is not applicable. Please copy it down, take a screenshot. I hope you have copied. Continue copying. Pause the video, take a screenshot. I hope you have copied.